Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video will be on this beautiful gown. So I made it for the first time in white, and another customer requested for it in black. And for this style we are working on for a 4 to 5 year old, and we are using 1.5 yard of fabric, and we are going to be using a scuba fabric. You need something that is firm for this style. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up, share my videos to family and friends, and let's get straight into the video, and I will see you at the end of the video. Just like I said, we'll be using 1.5 a fabric of scuba fabric for this style, and we're going to go ahead and fold our fabric so that we'll go into the cutting. So we are going to be cutting the front bodice first, and what I have here, I folded my fabric into two, is my bust measurement divided by 4, plus 1.25 inches for stitching allowance, and then plus 3 inches because it's kind of an A-line gown. So that's what I folded here, and then I marked a straight line to serve as our starting point. So from that line, I'm going to go ahead and take the length of this gown. Remember I said it's for a 4 to 5 year old. So for the length of this gown, is 25 inches. Is for a 2 to 3 year old, sorry, is 22 inches. Then I added 1 inch stitching allowance to it. It seems like I'm making a loss of 2 to 3 years old recently. So once I am done with that, we're going to go ahead and start inserting our measurement. And for my shoulder measurement is 4 inches, and we'll make a mark there, and then I added ½ inch stitching allowance, and then I'm going to be going down by 5 inches for my bust point. Yes, I decided to go down by 5 inches. Is a personal decision. You can do 4 or 4.5. So once I am done with that, I'm going to go ahead and connect all these lines so that it's more visible for us to see why we are working on this style. So once we are done with that, we are going to go ahead and insert our bust measurement divided by 4. I decided not to fast forward this video while editing it because one of my subscribers complained that my video was very fast the day she watched it. So I marked my bust measurement divided by 4. Then I added 1.25 inches for ease, and then for my stitching allowance. Then I went ahead to connect my armhole. Then we are going to go ahead and mark our neckline. So for the width of my neckline, I am marking at 1.5 or 1.75 inches, and then for the depth I am marking at 2 inches. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect this as a round neckline. Once we are done, mind me, you can use your French cuff to do this. I'm just using my free hand, don't mind me. So once I am done with this, we are going to go down by ½ inch for our shoulder slope, and I'll connect it to the starting point. Then I'm going to add ½ inch stitching allowance at this shoulder area. Remember we just added 1 inch at the hem, so that the reason for it is because I'm going to add ½ inch to the shoulder area. So I'll measure whatever I have at the bust point, and then I'm going to go ahead and transfer it to the hem of this gown. And then I'm going to go ahead and add extra 2.5 inches to 3 inches to this for that effect of an A-line gown, and I'll go ahead and connect this line. I'm making more use of my free hand today. What's going on? What's happening here? So once I connect this is basically all for the front pattern of this gown. I'm going to be using it to cut out the back bodice. So the difference from the back is just the neckline that I went down by 1 inch. That's the only difference. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my facing for this style. So for my facing, my fabric is folded into 2, and you can see I make sure I arrange my fabric very well to match the center back. So I'm going to be using the back to do this, and then I will then use the same process to cut out my front. So you're going to cut basically the same thing, and then you can see what I did here. I just hope you understand. So once I am done cutting the facing, I also cut out the front facing as well. I'm going to go ahead and then slash open the back body. So this is the back neckline because it's not going to have a zipper. So we're going to open this up for the back to serve as our button allowance. So once I am done, I'll bring in my back facing, and then I'll place it this way, front facing front at this point, and then I'm going to go ahead and stitch from the neckline. You see the way I'm showing you guys. Please go ahead and stitch the way you see my hand move. But before you stitch it, then we're going to attach our button loop to it. So for this button loop, I'm using this rope. You know that rope we used to make our corset? That's exactly what I'm using. So I cut out small out of it and then bond the edge. So the folded part is going to be inside the gown, so inside. So you're going to place it this way, leaving ½ inch away from the neckline, so that you'll be able to stitch, turn the neckline. So you're going to go ahead and stitch the way you saw me showing you guys. Once you are done, stitch the armhole as well. And then for the front pattern, you're going to do the same thing, front facing front, and then stitch the armhole and the neckline. So for that button loop, please make sure you give it an extra stitch so that it doesn't pull out. Children with being careful with their stuff. So you're going to give it extra stitch. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and make notches around my neckline, around my armhole, cut out this edge so that it's not bulky when you want to turn it to the right side. I'll cut it out. If there's any need to cut out any excess, go ahead and cut out any excess at the armhole or the neckline. Then you're going to go ahead and turn it to the right side. So this is the loop. You can see is inside the fabric and well placed. You're going to go ahead and turn the remaining side of this gown. So don't forget to serge this your facing once you're done turning it. So the next thing you're going to be doing is to turn this to the front, and at this point, if you have a means of ironing, do well to iron your pieces down. But if you don't, let's move straight. So we are going to do front facing first, stitch on the arm on the two shoulders, and then stitch on the two seam side. Then we are going to go ahead, come back, and then draw the design on the gown. So guys, this is it. I'm done serging the facing and then stitching the shoulder and also the two seam side. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this gown to the right side so that I will be sure of what I am doing. So guys, this is what we have once we are done it to the right side. So from this side, from my left side, I'm going up by 2 inches. You can do more than 2 inches, but just know that you have your exact measurement. You don't want to do too much. So this is just with a free hand. Just look at the style you are working on and then recreate the line there. I don't have any measurement for this. I just use my free hand to keep drawing. The first line I drew, I didn't like it. It didn't come out as for how I wanted it, so I had to draw another one. So you keep drawing and drawing until you are okay with what you have, and then you're going to go ahead and cut this out. I hope it makes sense. Just keep the picture with you as you are drawing this. You're going to get it, don't worry. I promise you're going to get it. So once you're done, I'm going to go ahead and serge this and then turn it to the right side and stitch it down, or let's say hem it. So you're going to go ahead and cut out a full circle. Please cut out a full circle. Do you need the measurement to cut out a full circle? I don't think so. So the first circle I cut out, I think is too big, or let's just say the circle I have from the flay I just cut out I was working on. So I decided to use the circle for this style, and the circle was too big, so I had to reduce it. You can see what I have here. So once you have here, I'm going to use it to duplicate on my fabric, the fabric I'm working on. So this is what we have. I have about 32 or more than pieces of these circles. Yes, you need this much. So once you are done cutting this out, we are going to go ahead and start serging it one after the other. You are going to serge it all around one after the other. But if you don't have a serging machine, all you have to do is to cut double of each one. So if you're going to be using 32 circles, you're going to cut times it into 2, which is 64. So you're going to stitch round, then turn it to the right side. But this is going to be a lot of work, and the cloth is going to be very heavy, because even with this one, the gown is kind of heavy afterwards because they are for children, but it's manageable. So once you're done, I'm done serging this. You can see what I have. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the gown. I'm also done serging this, so I'll go ahead and fold it by ½ inch and stitch it down. That's what I was trying to say earlier. So once I am done with that, I'll bring in the circles, fold it into two. So this folded part is going to be facing each other. So the place that is open is going to face the hem side, and then the place that is folded is going to be up, facing upward. I hope you get the gist. So I'll bring another one, fold it into two, and then I'll place it together. So it's going to be two folded plates matching each other. Then you're going to stitch it down from the beginning to the end. So I went ahead to bring my pin so that we are going to understand what I'm trying to say, though I'm going to take you guys to my machine to see it well, but let's just do it here in case I forget or to film that part. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this down. You can see the way I'm doing. I always pin all my pieces down before going to my machine anyway. So once you pin it down, you're going to stitch from one end to the other. Once I are done, you bring another one, fold it into two, and then raise the first one up. You can see the way I raised the first one up. You're going to raise it up, and then it will be the back of that first one facing the back of the second one. And then you're going to go ahead and pin it down. Then you pick up another one, fold it into two, raise the first one up, and then you're going to go ahead and pin this down. I hope you guys understand what is going on here. Please look at the video if my explanation is not going on with you. So you're going to stitch down the two, and then you're going to pick up another one just like you did for the first one. Raise this one up, making sure that the folded part is upward, and then you're going to add the next one. Once you pin this down, please, when you are facing the back together, don't make it too close so that it's not too bulky. Then you're going to pick up another one, raise the first one up, and then back facing back, and then the folded part facing the folded part. Then you're going to stitch it down. You continue until you exhaust your main fabric, and make sure that you are stitching on one side of the gown as you are going on with it. So once you are done with that, we are going to go ahead and measure the fabric, the white fabric for this part. So for this part, remember where the fabric is going to be is from the shorter side of this gown, if you look at the star. So I'm going to go ahead and measure, and I want it to be about 12 inches because it was quite long. So you're going to cut out a fabric of about 12 inches long on fold. It's going to extend to the back as well. So this is for the first one. The width is 10 inches, and then the length is about 13 inches or 14 inches. And then the one we just measured is this. So the length we already know is 12 inches. So I added 1 inch stitching allowance. This is 13 inches. And then the width is about 6 inches. So that's just what we have. So so this is the strap of fabric we are going to use to fold, to close up the stitch part. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch all the way around, leaving allowance to turn it to the right side once I am done. So I'll stitch the two, and then also stitch this, and then turn all the pieces to the right side. So for the hem part we are working on, you can see the ones I've already worked on. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this properly. So I'm going to go ahead and open. You can see I've already pinned every part of it down so that I'm sure of what I am doing. So I'll start from where I stopped for the other place. I'll go ahead and open this that place up. So once I open it up, I'll make sure the other pieces of this gown is not under my presser foot, so I don't stitch where I'm not supposed to stitch. So I'll go ahead and start stitching down just like I mentioned earlier. While stitching, I'm going to go ahead and take out my pin. I'm not going to fast forward this part so that you guys will get it well. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Please be patient. So I'll stitch all the way from the beginning and then to the end. Once I am done with this, I also, you see the same way I did for this, I'm going to continue with this until I exhaust all part of this. I don't know what to call it, petals. Just pay attention, you will get it. And I'm just going to do what? Shut up my mouth so that you guys will enjoy the process. So guys, you continue until you are done with every part of it. And as I was rushing, I forget to film the other part. So what you're going to do is to arrange these white pieces. The longer parts will be under the shorter one, and then use that small strap of fabric to hold to close your stitching. You're going to stitch it at the center and then attach it. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.